All right, everybody, welcome to this week's episode. Trav and I are sitting here in a northern Cassiar mountain range. We're on a 21-day hunting expedition, and this is day 10. So last week we headed out and we harvested 2 great goats out in that mountain range down there. So we packed them back to base camp, and today we've just packed up camp, but before we head out into a new range after stone sheep and mountain caribou, we're actually going to be cooking up some of the goat tenderloins that we got on last week's show.
And for that, we're going to be using a little bit of coconut oil. We wanted to do this over an open fire, but if you look around us, there is no dry firewood anywhere. So we're going to do it in the jet boil. For seasoning, we're going to go with good old-fashioned coffee rub. We're going to drop a couple pieces here in at a time, make sure it sizzles. There we go, that's the sound I was looking for. Now we don't want to overcook these, so they're not going to be in there for very long. So Mitch just filled me in here. He brought a little secret dipping sauce. I'm not really sure of the name, but it's kind of a sweet tasting little sauce. It's quite nice. Put some on the side here. Let's try one of these pieces here. Don't want to poison anyone, right? You gotta try it. Pretty good.
You know, it doesn't really matter what kind of meat it is. It's pretty hard to beat just farming tenderloins on the mountain.
Mm-hmm. Especially after you put on so much work to get it off the mountain.
Well, guys, that just about wraps up our little tenderloin shore lunch here. Now that we got all the gear packed up, we're just gonna clean this up, and we're heading out for 10 days, and we're going after some stones and some mountain caribou. So buckle up, it's gonna be a bumpy ride! We're about 5 kilometers into the hike now, and you can see where we're going just to the left of that big range there, into that valley. That's kind of where we're headed for this evening, somewhere in there. But as we're getting lower, we're starting to see signs of G-bears kicking around, so we're gonna just have to stay vigilant. We're getting into this tall brush, and as you can see on the bank there, got a bunch of marmot holes or squirrel holes, and seems like the bears are chasing them in there, so we're gonna have to make sure we keep our eyes open. It's where I'd like to have a gun that was readily accessible. It's always nice to have it on the side of the pack, but when you get into this stuff, it'd be nice to have it a little quicker.
So this whole trip we've been talking about how we're not seeing any grizzlies, and we just spotted our first 4 grizzlies. We're coming through some high brush here, and it was pretty funny actually. Walking through some high brush, and a bunch of ptarmigan took off, scared the living crap out of us. And then as we were laughing about that, looked over, 3 grizz kind of grazing over there, and then just over from them there was a 4th one, but I think now all 4 are together.
Yeah, they're all there.
They're about I'd say 450 yards.
Make you sleep with your butt cheeks clenched at night, though.
I do that anyways when I sleep within your tent.
We've hiked now just over 10K. We're just trying to find a place to set up camp. But now we got these 4 grizzly bears to contend with. There's a sow and 3 cubs, and they're kind of headed right this way. So not ideal, but I mean, it is what it is. It's gonna be dark in the next kind of hour and a half here. It's pouring rain on us. We're tired, we got full packs. So we're gonna set up camp, and then, I don't know, try and maybe scare those bears off. Just hopefully they catch our scent. Our wind's blowing right down towards them, and we'll make our presence known, and hopefully they just kind of feed off the other way. I don't really want any conflict with a sow and 3 cub grizzly bears. So. It's August 15th today, opening day of caribou, and we got 9 caribou in front of us right now. There's 1 bull in the herd. In order for a bull to be legal in this area in British Columbia, he needs at least 5 points on top plus a back scratcher. If he doesn't have the back scratcher, then he needs 6 points on top. So we're just not quite sure whether he's got 5 or 6. So we're gonna hike over to this knob here, and we're just gonna get a better look at him, really be able to check him out good before we go make a play on this caribou.
So we just glassed up that bull. Definitely not legal. He's got forks or maybe 3 points at the top, but not what we're looking for, and just not legal. So we're gonna move on and look for some more caribou here.
It's almost 7 o'clock now, and we just got up to this high alpine lake. We've been walking, just pounding the mountains today. We probably put on 8 or 9 kilometers here, just up and down multiple mountains, side hill and all over through the shale. We're just getting into like great valley after great valley, tons of sign everywhere. So I think it's only a matter of time now until we start running into some of these rams. And we made it up to the top and to just another incredible basin. We're just gonna kind of glass in here for another 10 minutes or so, and then we're gonna follow this ridge line. You can see there's like a solidly packed game trail that follows that whole ridge line all the way down to that saddle over there. That's where we're gonna meet up with Trav. This basin's really incredible, but there's something cool I've never seen before. There's a big crater over there. Looks like, I don't know what, maybe an asteroid hit or something, or meteor, whatever, I don't know. Really neat colors. It's all like purple and really dark red. Definitely gonna go check that out in the next few days. We just broke down our spike camp here. We're gonna be headed about 10 kilometers today to another lake, whole different basin, where hopefully we find some rams, because we've been hiking through this whole basin here for a while now and haven't really found any wildlife whatsoever. Seen a couple caribou, but that's it. So whole new basin, hopefully we find some rams down in that section. All right, backed up, time to go. He found a double. We just got to what we're gonna term our campsite, right along Death Valley here. This place is really, really nice. It's just grassy rolling hills all around us, 360 panorama views, and nice peaks, a lot of places for rams to be hiding in. We know there's rams back here, and we know there's caribou back here, so we're in a really nice spot. We're gonna spend the next few days in here. And I think this is where we're gonna kill a ram. And huge bonus, there's a lake long enough to land a float plane right here. So if we kill when we kill, we can just call in the float plane. They can come right here, pick us up, haul us out of here to back to base camp. So really, really liking this spot.
I got a ram. I think he's a ram anyways. Looks like, I don't know if he's legal or not, but he's definitely got some horns to him. Yeah, let's get the spotter on him. I don't know how big he is or anything, but he's definitely a ram. He's alone though. Usually they're not chilling all alone. We gotta keep our eyes out there around there. There might be some more in there. He's feeding away from us right now, so I can't really see how big he is, but I can definitely tell he's got horns.
He's not far, like he's, I don't know, maybe a kilometer away, and we can easily access above him, come down and get right on top of him for a really nice stalk. We just, obviously he's got to be a legal ram, but if he is, we got all day. This is good. And he is close. Is that phone scope Can you get like a picture of him, side profile, and maybe we could just zoom in on it?
If it's real close, dude.
Alright, so we moved a little bit closer to this ram, and after getting a better look, he's not quite legal. He's a little bit better than 3/4 curl, but it's not a full curl ram, so it's still really nice to look at though. We're getting some nice images of him, and we're gonna keep glassing. Hopefully he's got some friends. It's nice to actually see what a male looks like one of the rams in terms of color shade, because those ewes are like a lot brighter. This guy, his hide is like a gray, not like a beige, so he blends into those rocks very, very well. The only reason I spotted him was because he stood up and his butt was facing me, so I could see the white. But as soon as he turns sideways, it's very difficult to pick him out amongst those rocks.
We just came down from where we were glassing up that ram. Turn around. We're about 400 yards from where we were glassing. Turn around. But a herd of caribou just came over the hill right behind where we were. It doesn't look like there's any big bulls in there, but I seen at least 4. It might be 5 in there.
I see 4 in there.
4. They just kept filtering over the hill as I seen them.
Okay, so we've been glassing this basin out for the last hour and a half or so, and we only picked up that one ram. Again, he's not legal, so we just packed up and we're gonna head all the way on this ridge here, right to that far summit. And hopefully we can pick up his older brother or some bigger rams, because today feels like a ram killing day. Big boy. Getting back from a pretty big hike today. We did 18 kilometers and there was some real heavy winds. So here's my tent. That's all my gear. The tent spun over, laying on its back. I'm hoping it was just the wind and not a bear or something who shredded it apart. But it is soaked. It was downpouring rain. Oh no. Not good. My sleeping bag's there, soaked. Oh, it's gonna be a cold night for me. Literally pools of water in the tent. This is really bad. Well, it looks like I'm in more trouble than I thought. My books are just completely waterlogged. All my dry clothing soaked, my electronics soaked, sleeping bag soaked, down jacket soaked, all my dry clothes is soaked. It's gonna be below 0 tonight, heavy winds, not a good situation. Well guys, I had a really cold, wet sleep last night. I was shivering most of the night. Fortunately, what I did was I boiled up some water and I took my dinner bag and I just filled it full of water and I put it down in my sleeping bag and just kind of wrapped it in some soaking wet socks so it didn't burn my legs. And then I just put it in there and that kind of kept me warm, and I had a nice big cup of soup. Put some heat in my belly, but at around like 3 in the morning, I kind of woke back up and my teeth were chattering and I was just frozen. So I did some push-ups, did some sit-ups, and then I kind of went back to sleep. And my sleeping bag kind of gained back some loft here this morning, so that's nice. Last night, like, I would squeeze it and it was just done because it was so soaking wet.
So I guess my heat kind of warmed it back up, which is nice. Definitely one of the crappiest sleeps I've had out on the mountain. I've, never really been in that dire of a situation. It was below zero last night, and every single thing that I had was just soaking wet. So yeah, it was cold, it was crappy, but I'm here, I'm alive, so that's nice.
Well, it's been a long and trying 16 days. We've just been plagued with bad weather, but today finally the clouds are lifting, the fog is moving out, the wind is calm, the sun's coming out. So we got a big day planned ahead. We're hiking up those mountains back there, and then we're gonna summit all those skylined ridges, which gives us access to 4 different bowls. So today's the day we kill a ram. So we're just coming down this snow shelf, feeling completely defeated. And I just looked down, I saw this little white thing, and I was like, whenever I peeked down, it's the butt of a ram. He kind of looked up, he saw us. We'll see what happens. I don't know if he's legal yet, but he looked pretty nice. We really gotta take our time. There might be more than one. I don't know. He's looking right at us. Okay, he's in this dip right in front of us. There's multiple rams here. I seen at least 3. If we go back further, they won't be able to see us. Then we can get up higher. I don't know if that big one's legal. He's freaking close, man. The farthest one back is the biggest. I need him to turn his head sideways. The middle one is a lot thinner. The far one to the lower carries his mass forward a lot more. But I don't know, he looks broomed. He might not be past the bridge of the nose. He's definitely a more mature ram. He's way older. I need him. The right side, the one that we can see this way, is short. But the left side is longer. They blend in so well with the rock. It's unbelievable. I need to get a better look before we can take this shot. He's so close, but he's low. So I'm not viewing him at a right angle. It's a low angle. So, they're moving. Alright, so I wasn't sure whether or not that ram was legal. There's 3 there. One for sure was way too young. The other one still looked a little short. And the third one, we were looking, he was down. We were looking top down on him.
Facing us for most.
Yeah, mostly facing us. It's super hard to judge. I didn't want to make the wrong call. Still not really sure if we did or not. He's still standing up there on those rocks, about, I don't know, he's far now, 800 yards or so, but he was within 100 yards there, standing there, broadside. Would have been a pretty easy kill, but oh well, not sure, you're not sure, and it's better not to take the shot, so just watching him run up the hill now, away into Never Never Land. If he was, an extra inch, I would have shot him in a heartbeat. But he was just so close, and on that downward angle, he looked short. Is he not? I don't know. We're going to have to review the footage, but you just don't shoot if you're not sure.
Yeah, and we could count the rings, but it's so hard,
Yeah, unless you've been doing it for a long time. You don't want to, screw up and count a false annuli and shoot a ram based on age, because legally you can shoot any ram that's 8 years old even if he's not full curl, because he could be broomed off. But if it's a false annuli and you shoot that ram, well, now you lose your hunting license, and I ain't interested in losing my hunting license over a ram. So well, we've glassed them up now for probably half an hour as they're hiking up this mountain face and going over the skyline, and pretty sure they're not legal. So
makes you feel a little bit better knowing that they're not legal.
Not much better. That was really close. If you guys at home, we'll put a nice little slow-mo shot here of it. You let us know what you think, whether or not it was legal, but pretty sure they weren't.
Did we screw up by not shooting, or
would you have taken the shot?
Yeah. So it's kind of a bittersweet day today. We get to go home after a long time in the mountains here. But I just wanted to say this was a great trip. Probably just a trip of a lifetime for most people. Hopefully I get to go on a lot more of these. But if I do want to say something about this trip is the terrain is harsh. The weather is even harsher. And the animals that you're chasing, it's just, they're living in some of the most rugged places. And to find them, you got to put the work in and make sure that you're in shape to do one of these hunts. And for the next one, I'm gonna be in way better shape for sure.
We came out here to hunt goats, caribou, and stone sheep, and leaving with only 2 of the 5 tags filled. It's easy to look back and think of, you know, all the failures kind of that we went through. But it's a trip like this, you know, where it's not just about killing an animal. We're out here for nearly 3 weeks. We've hiked over 150 kilometers, well over 20 mountains that we've summited while we've been out here. The experience and the adventure that we've been on while we've been here is just something that's going to translate into so much more success in the years to come in the field. So you got to look at it from a positive aspect as well, that there's a lot of stuff learned here. And I hope that you guys watching this and watching this series that we've put on, you're seeing a lot of our successes and you're seeing a lot of our failures, and hopefully that translates to more success in the field for you guys when you're out there doing your own hunts. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you guys very much. And we hope to see you guys on next week's show.